You see that right there? That's a Dodge Charger right there. Wide body scat pack. Dodge Chargers aren't going anywhere. That car is going to be around well into 2024 and then after that. You see that car right there? That's a 2024 Dodge Challenger. There is no such thing as a 2024 Dodge Challenger. Dodge is killing all Challengers. They're not bringing Challengers back in 2024, which means you've got 10 months from now until December to put your order in for a two-door, Hemi-powered Dodge Challenger, or you will never, ever have one. Let's get into it. Squad, what's going on? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video, man. So as you can tell, I'm in the car. That makes this a car blog. You already know what's going down when I come around. Let's get into it. I've got car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around because you're in the right place. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So let's just talk about it. This is something that really nobody's talking about. Like nobody's talking about. I made a video on this in the past. The Dodge Challenger is dead after 2023, and nobody in the comments is really talking about it. You know, Dodge isn't talking about it. The people in the comments aren't talking about it. You guys are talking as if Challengers are going to be around for the foreseeable future. Dodge has already admitted that they're putting everything into the Charger. They're going to turn the Charger into their two-door electric quote unquote muscle car. So where does that leave the Challenger? The Challenger's gone. Like, it's dead. There is no more Challenger after 2023 ever. For the foreseeable future, at least, right? Which means, for the most part, a lot of you guys have 10 months to put in an order. And when I say 10 months, I'm talking about from now to December of 2023 to put in an order for Dodge Challenger, GT, RT, SXT, Scat Pack wide body, Hellcat wide body, Super Stock, Jailbreak, Red Eye, whatever. You got 10 months. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to drive a Dodge Challenger again. You know what I mean? We've talked about used cars and stuff like that. And obviously these cars will be around on the used market, but the name itself is gone. The car itself is gone. Dodge is putting all of their resources into the Dodge Charger, and they're going to, you know, consolidate things into one muscle car. So they're not running the two muscle car thing anymore. You know, like Chevy did it with the Camaro and the Corvette. Ford has never really done it. It's always been Mustang. But Dodge has done it concurrently with the Charger and the Challenger. And they've been doing it since, what, 2005, 2006, when they brought both of them back. And they've been doing really well. It's not one of those things where the Charger steps on the Challenger or the Challenger steps on the Charger. Like 9 times out of 10, you know what, you know, make you want. Like there's no ambiguity or confusion when it comes to that. Like when you go to the Dodge dealership, you know for a fact that you want a Challenger. You know for a fact that you want a Charger. It's not one of those things like, well, you know, they don't have any Challengers on the lot, I'll just get a Charger. It's one of those things like, if they don't have any Challengers, I'm going to another dealership, or I'm just going to place an order for a Challenger, right? Well, for the Charger guys, for the most part, we're going to be okay. Although this form Charger is not going to be around in the future, the name will. The Dodge Charger name will, you know? And we'll be able to say we've had Chargers for a long time. All I drive is Dodge Chargers. For Challenger guys, however, I mean, the Challenger is dead after 2023 and nobody's talking about it. Like Dodge has no plans to bring that name back. I mean, I've heard rumors of a Cuda coming out, the Barracuda, obviously. I've heard rumors of, even bringing a Viper back, but I've heard absolutely nothing about them bringing the Challenger back, and nobody's talking about that. And a lot of you guys out there are diehard Challenger, you know, dudes. Like, you would not drive a Charger to save your life, because a lot of people look at the Charger as a sedan, which it is. A family sedan, which, let's be honest, here it is. As a police car, which, let's be honest, here it is. I mean, I see Chargers all day long. I see cop cars, state troopers, sheriffs, and then I see mom and dad with their kids in the back seat driving a Charger. You know what I'm saying? I see single moms driving Chargers. I see single moms driving Chargers like Nissan Altimas. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where a lot of people will stay away from the Charger because it's a 4-door sedan. And to a lot of people, there's no such thing as a fast 4-door sedan or a good-looking 4-door sedan, which, you know, obviously I would disagree. But a lot of people have that mindset. Like when you think sports cars, you think Camaro, Corvette, Ford, Mustang, Dodge Challenger. Like even a lot of publications, when you look at muscle cars online, like if you were to type in right now, American muscle cars, I guarantee you the 4-door Dodge Charger wouldn't be on that list. It would be number 1 Ford Mustang, probably Chevy Camaro, Chevy Corvette, although Chevy Corvette is kind of like a supercar or a sports car rather, but let's throw that in there anyway. And then the Dodge Challenger. Dodge Challenger. You wouldn't see the Charger on there because the Charger technically is in a market of its own with other sedans. Like when you see the Charger, it's typically competing with the Avalon, Nissan Altima, what's the other four-door, like a Honda Accord, and then other big American four-door sedans. Like a lot of people forget that the Charger is, 5'7", 6'4", 6'2". So we don't get that muscle car, instant respect until you hear the engine or you see the engine and it's like, oh, okay, that's a Scat, that's a 5'7", that's a Hellcat, respect it. But I'm saying all this to say, like, for your Challenger guys, if you've always been a Challenger guy and it's like you've always wanted a Challenger, you've got till December, presumably, to make a decision. You've got till December 2023 to either buy you a Challenger off the lot, order a Challenger off the lot, or get you a used one. Well, technically, like I said, the used market will go well beyond 23. I mean, you'll be able to get used Chargers and Challengers probably for another 2 or 3 years before they kind of just fall off, 5 years, 4 years until they just fall off. Because at the end of the day, a Scat Pack is always going to be a Scat, an RT. I mean, any Hemi-powered Dodge Charger or Challenger is always going to be that. And it's always going to have a place. But for the Charger guys, as far as our name is concerned, we're good going into 23 and, beyond that. But for the Challenger guys, you've got till December, and then the Dodge Challenger, as we know it, is dead, which would kind of lead me into another topic of conversation. And I don't know if you guys agree with this. Correct me if I'm wrong. I made a video a couple weeks back talking about how all V8 powered, Dodge Hemis, Scat Packs, Hellcats, and so on will be worth, twice the amount that you paid for it in the future. A lot of you guys said that all depends on the mileage, the condition, the style, considering Scat Packs are kind of a dime a dozen, you may not get as much as you would think, but realistically, the Challenger would probably be worth more than the Charger, just because if they're going to completely get rid of the Challenger, I could imagine look at something like a special edition, like a Challenger Shaker, wide body, 2022, 2023 Dodge Challenger Shaker wide body, 4 or 5 years from now with decent mileage in good condition or great mileage in great condition would be worth some money, because for one, the Challenger name is dead. They're no longer, putting that car out. 2, it's a special edition model. It's a Shaker wide body that, you're not going to find that on any Dodge dealership. That's something 9 times out of 10, you got to custom order. And 3, they're no longer making the V8 Hemi anymore. So you've got a lot of things working for you, provided it's in good condition, low mileage, so on and so forth. So the Challenger would probably be worth more than the Charger going into the future, because the Challenger name is dead, But yeah, man, I just thought about that. Me and my homeboy was talking about it. He drives a Charger, and we were just kind of talking about it, how, look at CarLock. CarLock is tripping. Like, look at that. That's all from me just being parked here. And you know what I'm saying? Filming this video. Vibration, engine started, vibration, security enabled, vibrate, like auto lock. That's crazy. Sometimes that thing gets annoying, but it's better to have it than not to. But we were just talking about it, and it was like, after 23, after this year, the Dodge Challenger is dead, and Dodge isn't talking about it. They haven't made like a formal address or anything and said, we're going to consolidate things. It was just one of those things like, okay, well, we're moving forward with the electric Charger, and that's it. Like, they didn't say anything about the Challenger, and I really didn't hear anybody asking about the Challenger, because like I said, some of you guys are diehard Challenger dudes. Like, it's like you could never see yourself driving a 4-door quote unquote muscle car. Like, yeah, that's an oxymoron. A 4-door muscle car, an electric muscle car, is an oxymoron. So a lot of people would never drive a Charger that drives Challengers. They would probably leave Dodge and get a Camaro before they would, or a Corvette, C8 Corvette, before they would a Charger, And to you guys, my hat goes off to you, shout out to you or whatever. But for the Challenger dudes, it's even worse. Like, it's bad enough that the Hemi is going away. It's bad enough that the form factor of the Charger and Challenger is going away. But the fact that Dodge is just killing the Challenger altogether, that's wild. Don't you think? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's kind of crazy. You guys got till December to put in a brand new order or buy a brand new one, And then after December, you got to hope and pray that you're lucky to get one off of a used lot, you know? Talk to me, man. How do you feel about that? Do you think that's a good move for Dodge to get rid of the Challenger and move on and just kind of consolidate things to the Charger? Although I will say, you know, the fact that Dodge made the 2024 Dodge Charger EV 2 doors and the rear of it looks like a first generation Challenger from like 2005, but they didn't decide to put the name Challenger on there anymore. I mean, you know, that's just kind of interesting, but you know, or maybe they're going back to the 70s where the Charger had that one light in the back and it looked like a Charger. So maybe the 2024 is kind of like a combination of the 1970 Charger, which would make sense because I guess the front end does look a little 1970-ish, and then the rear having that one light in the back looks 1970-ish. So I guess that makes sense. I had to talk that one through. But yeah, for you Challenger guys, it's looking real bleak, man. After 2023, it's a wrap, man. Talk to me, man. How do you guys feel about that? You know what I'm saying? I just thought about that myself, and Dodge quietly hasn't really said anything about it, like the Challenger's gone, you know? Talk to me. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.